you feel overwhelmed in the fitness industry? Are you unsure who to follow, which one has the right information, who to watch here on YouTube? Well, do I have a solution for you? Welcome back to the channel, guys. Hope that you're doing really well. And if you haven't subscribed before, definitely hit the subscribe button down below. Really appreciate it. And a couple of my viewers actually brought to my attention a good topic to talk about, which is that you can end up easily feeling overwhelmed, especially here in the fitness industry. You have so many people giving off information that you're not sure, who do we trust? Who do we get information from? You have some saying, you have to do this many sets. This is the number of reps that you need to do. You need to take this supplement. Here's the type of food you need to be taking, or how much of this food. You need to reduce your calories to do this. Stop, take a breath, step back, all right, and then simplify things. That's the easiest way to do this. So, especially if you're a beginner, you can easily end up getting overwhelmed and go into this analysis by paralysis. Even if you're intermediate or advanced, you can end up being subjected to this as well. It's very easy because you get onto Instagram or YouTube and you start following a ton of channels, a ton of accounts, right, thinking that they're really smart, and a lot of times they are, all right, but again, sometimes they say things that are a little bit different, or they say a recommendation, but then this person says this recommendation. Sometimes they go against each other, even though they're both very smart and bright people, all right? It's a tough thing out there to know who to follow, where to get your information from, how much to consume, all right? So here's my main advice. Limit how much you're consuming. Seriously, like, it may seem counterintuitive, but it's gonna help you the most in the long run, okay? So let's say you're on Instagram. Limit it to no more than 5 accounts on there. All right, if you're on YouTube, limit it to no more than 5 channels that you follow or subscribe to. All right, the way to do that is by process of elimination, really. See which ones you're following now, okay, and then start eliminating. Whichever ones you don't really consume that much information from, the ones that you do consume the most, keep those. The ones that you don't, start eliminating, getting rid of those. Unsubscribe, unfollow, whatever it is, okay, get rid of those. Right? And then if it's a channel that you enjoy, but you're not getting that much information, you see a lot of, but it's not getting a ton of information or stuff that's really helping you all that much that you feel, again, same thing, unsubscribe, unfollow. So if it was me personally, and I had to limit to 5 on Instagram, let's say, it would be Joe Bennett, aka Hypertrophy Coach, just because I like a lot of information he provides. He makes things fairly simple. Dr. Mike Israetel, because again, he does a lot of posts that aren't fitness related, but a lot of the ones that he does provides great, valuable information. Martin McDonald, because he provides very good nutrition advice. Probably Menno Henselmans, because he posts a lot about the current research and what it states or suggests. And then the 5th one, it's kind of a toss-up. You know, I also like Dr. Pat Davidson because of a lot of information he provides, and he cuts through a lot of the BS. But then also I like somebody like Dr. Bill Campbell, because he provides not only a ton of information, but he does it in an interactive way where you have to do multiple choice or like a quiz almost, and you're testing your own knowledge, and it helps you to remember it a lot. So that's who I would do. If it was on YouTube, you know, you have people like Dr. Mike Israetel, his Renaissance Periodization channel. You have Jeff Nippard. You also have Joe Bennett. He has a channel that doesn't do a ton with, but he still has some good information. There's a lot of good stuff out here. So do the same thing, all right? Limit how many people you follow, how many channels you watch. And then also on those specific channels, just be careful, because if you're following like Renaissance Periodization, just to give again as an example, they have a ton of videos, like a list this long, right? That could be great in the sense that it's a ton of great free content that they're providing for you, that you're going to learn a ton from, but that in itself can be overwhelming, okay? So you could end up going on a binge fest with all their videos, learning a lot, but then end up overthinking a lot or forgetting a lot, and then just not end up actually applying it to your training. And at which point, it's not going to help you all that much, right? You know, it's kind of like the same principle. You read a ton of articles and books on dating, let's say, to help you go out with dates with women, or vice versa, you're trying to get dates with men, you know, and then you consume all this information, and then you don't actually go out there and apply it and take action. And then you end up just not dating and not being in a relationship. Even though you read all the stuff, right? Same sort of stuff, okay? Same thing here. You consume all this information, but then you'd end up not actually going in to apply it in training. When in reality, you should be just concentrating on the basic principles. Training with intensity, all right? Shooting for the main reps and sets, if let's say if hypertrophy is your goal. It's all dependent again on what your goal is too as well. All right, but let's say it's hypertrophy, all right? Main thing is sticking between 10 to 20 sets per muscle group per week. The rep range should be ranging from 5 to 30 depending on that the exercise itself, and then consuming enough protein that it's going to be better. You know, there's basics here that you should be knowing, and all these people that you're following should be saying those same things that should be helping you, okay? Where the main difference come from is then they might have some different opinion on programming or some exercises that they might find helpful but somebody else doesn't. Okay, these are the things that start causing some of those issues. But the main principles, the basics, is what you should be concentrating on. And then if you do, again, this is more in line if you're a beginner, if you're an intermediate or an advanced lifter, then you know what works for you. You should be knowing at the point what works for you. And then if you see any information from somebody else, you might think, oh, that's something new, I might try it. But a beginner, just concentrating on the basics to get you up to where you want to be so you can get into that more intermediate or eventually advanced. This is what you concentrate on, all right? So it's a shorter video today that's kind of oversimplifying things a little bit, but that's the easiest way to not feel overwhelmed. Limit how much you're consuming in information. Actually limit who you're following, how many channels you're watching, right? And then if you need to, limit how many of those videos you're watching as well, okay? Just stick to the basics. That's all you need to do, and it should help you out a ton, right? So hopefully you found that helpful, right? You know, again, it's a very important topic to discuss because I honestly wasn't something that I was thinking about a lot. I tend to do analysis by paralysis a lot myself, right? So I can certainly understand that. But, you know, again, you're right. You know, it's something to concentrate on and just make it as simple as possible. That's the easiest way. Just make it as simple as possible. All right, guys, so I will be back real soon. Definitely plan for more reviews, as always, right? And so thank you again for all your support that you do. Again, I really appreciate it, and I will see you guys real soon.